Hello, my loved ones, friends, family, all those that thought it might be interesting. You were bored. Check out this page. So, I said thank you to all of you that subscribed and enjoy my content of traveling around the world, living with native people for many years, and having an interesting background, interesting life from childhood till now, I'd say. So I was telling you guys I made this staff, and well, lost some feathers off it already. Sure, I'll find them. So the ones I wear in my hat off the top, walking out here pretty deep in the forest here, down trails. Got to push a lot of palmetto leaves out of the way. So I wanted to show you the staff. It's painted the colors of the sunset, from the reddish up until the stars gets dark. Medicine wheel, the 4 races of man, the 4 aspects, the 4 seasons, 4 directions. Got rabbit, different feathers, owl, hawk, duck, eagle feather, and buzzard. So I was telling you guys, so I wanted to show it to you. Got finished. I was going to give it to an elder at an event. I was going to give it to somebody for their birthday, and then it just all came down to I was supposed to keep it. So, honor of a new cycle, a new day, a new way, a new time that we're all walking into, each one of us. Got to remember to honor ourselves, got to remember to have respect for, especially if you're a servant. If you're a server, you got to respect yourself. You got to take care of yourself more than ever these days, where we know how much people are in need, and we think that we have that extra amount to help others continually. That's true, you know, we can pull it out, but these changes, these ascension symptoms, these massive downloads and cosmic codes and upgrades going on is challenging for everyone, because we're changing. You know, I often say we're changing from the 3rd dimension to the 5th dimension. We're changing from the carbon to the crystalline. We're changing into the galactic citizens that we truly are. Because, you know, this world, we got ourselves down really far this time. Been many centuries and many eras that we've been down. And, you know, really we did it to ourselves. Ascended Masters say that we did it to ourselves. You know, yeah, they had the beings that came in that they called laggards. They were from a lower density frequency. Somehow they were allowed in to help them way back, you know, multi thousands of years. And they've always had that lower polarity frequency, that the counterbalance to the highest light and love and evolution. But we have all that within ourselves too, in our DNA. You know, the lower 7 deadly sins, the heart down, the heart up, symbolically. Money, power, ego, sex. You know, that greed or that lust or that addiction to such things mostly has been the problem. And then, of course, from the heart up, you got unconditional love and respect, generosity, kindness, patience, endurance, fortitude, which is internal strength. So that's why we're always raising that, breathing that energy up the spine, up to the heart, and then working from the heart to the upper chakras in a rainbow, a torus field that goes out around the body. It looks like a donut flying, the energy going in all sides, all at once, all at the same time. Torus field is part of our aura. And so they said there's been 6 golden ages. Ascended Masters say we have 6 golden ages. Some people say we're in the 6th world. All these different, native people say such things. We've had calamities like the Great Flood. But now we're entering the 7th and permanent golden age, which is the age that's guided by the Ascended Master Consciousness, Saint Germain, the Violet Flame, the Christ Consciousness, Mary, and all the beings that have ascended up, the Buddhas, who still work in a mass on the higher 1 octave up from us. Where they're watching, they're working with us very, very immediately. But when we knock, when we ask, the door shall be open. So you have to remember that in your quiet time, making your prayers, making our wishes, affirmations, and our decrees. Our decrees are the most powerful because they're using the God self, the I am consciousness, the God in me, making proclamations. You're saying, I'm the light of God that never fails. I am. The God in me is, I am the light of God that never fails. I am the victory of the light. I'm the mighty invincible electronic light from the sun, central sun, pillar of white light so bright it's like sunlight on diamonds, they say. See it like sunlight on diamonds, your aura. And you call down from through the sun, the higher realms, and the central sun. They say, call down the diamond shining light, the diamond shining love, the diamond shining purity. Love's indestructible purity. And we call it down into our crown, above our crown, bright as the noonday sun. Let it drop into the heart, into the nervous system, into the spine, this golden, glowing, white, golden light that's so bright you can hardly look at it. Like sunlight on diamonds. So brilliant, dazzling. Then you see it enter your nervous system again. You breathe it into every cell of your body, 50, 70 trillion cells. You see them dazzling, brilliant, glowing. Every cell is a sun, every cell is a central sun. They say these cells are alive, they're little workers, they're parts of us. They're consciousness aspects, 70 trillion. So that's how much light we are. That's how much we're made up of light. And so then that energy pushes out, pushes into the aura, into the emotional body, the mental body, the etheric body, and the physical body. And from there into the aura, and then the masters and the light comes from around us, comes down in and through, as we call it, down, and it compresses us between the inner and the outer, and it's dissolving, it's compressing, dissolving the human condition. It's dissolving the human condition. Many times they say now, what we're going through is people have called it the compression breakthrough. Compression breakthrough. which is this massive energy from the cosmos. You know, the Schumann resonance the frequency of the Earth is supposed to be 7.83 hertz. Always was for longest time, and all of a sudden it starts rising and rising and rising and rising in the last decade, in the last few years, in the last year or two. It's hitting constantly numbers over 40. It hit 82 last week. It's been over 100. It blows out the Schumann resonance. It basically blows out the machine. It makes these super weird designs on there that no one understands. Multidimensional frequencies are coming through. And so, when it hits 40 hertz, that's some old wood I'm burning. Some old musty wood, so it doesn't smell too great. I would move, but this is about the only spot I got right here. The side of this hill goes down into the water from here. At 40 hertz, it reaches gamma. And on this earth we've known, beta is the active mind. The alpha is slightly deeper. Theta is like deep meditation. Delta is deep sleep. Gamma is the higher consciousness beginnings of the highest, where you're going into the fifth dimension, 40 hertz and above. Then there's photonic, alpha state, there's photonic rays, and there's plasma. We don't even know what their hertz are. But what I'm saying is all this has caused us it's mutating our DNA. It's changing it. Well, if nothing else, it's waking it up. All this junk, all this asleep, dormant DNA is being awakened. It has all the knowledge. It's like the Akashic Records. It's got all the knowledge, past, present, and future. All dimensions, all timelines, all lifetimes. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful time we're living in. It's just not altogether easy, because we're changing. You know, we want to think the way we used to think, and that's just not possible. We want to react like we used to react to issues and things, and feud and fuss with people, and it's just not possible. You never knows how bad it knocks you down. If you start getting into chaos with people, it just knocks you into the dirt. And so, all right, fire, we love you, but take pity on us. It's 95 degrees, 6 o'clock at night, 7 maybe, and there's no wind. Out here on the Hillsborough River, the beautiful, pure, pristine, ancient river, ancient Hillsborough forest, never been touched. Gigantic trees, you could take several men to reach around them. So wonderful. Of course, immediately take my shoes off, get my feet, and then immediately those negative ions and that grounding starts, that deep, the energy of the earth starts coming up. The healing energy of the earth, all the way down to the crystal core of Mother Earth. Not just what the rays are hitting the earth with on the Schumann resonance, but so people ask me, what do you mean when you say the sun, the central sun? I say, well, you know, Earth is just one small planet, right? We know that. They say, I heard one place that said somewhere in the realm of 200 galaxies, 200 universes, 200 million in each one. 200 million stars. So it's incredible. It's infinite. And then there's dimensions. In this world, you can go through the 5th to the 12th dimension. 12 dimensions. You know, they say these beings come and they channel and they come through the star beings. Some of them are from the 7th, 8th dimension, all this. there's parallel realities. It's sort of like a glitch in the matrix. It's sort of like people seeing another version of themselves walking down the street, on the other side of the street, or you reach down, your keys are right here, and then when you reach down, your keys are gone. It's like, no, they were right under my hand, and you find them half hour later in, another part of the house. Some people say our guides and these star beings, they're like tricksters. Not in a bad way. They're teachers. They want you to learn. They want you to pay attention. One of the biggest teachings is paying attention. And I learned from the Lakota elders, the chiefs, and the medicine men, medicine people, sun dancers. When you're on that reservation, you're very, very, very grounded. You're working. You're cutting wood. You're getting rocks. The women are cooking in the kitchen. Getting ready for the sun dance. All kind of things are happening nonstop. You're building and building and creating and making arbors and getting the sacred tree. And that's real life. That's Native American life. Is we work the earth. We work just like a job, but you're on the earth. And so, but if the energy is very, very, very high. Getting ready for that sun dance. That sun dance energy starts, it used to start in like February. We dance in July and August. It would start in February. You'd wake up in the middle of the night and you're, sun dance energy. You could feel these rays, like these rays we're feeling now, these cosmic blasts. That's what happened to sun dancers. Every single year they dance. And it would happen several months before. And from that point on, you knew you had to start getting ready. You had to start moving. You couldn't stay still. You couldn't be stuck in your crap. You had to work through it. It would just fry you. You would just be an emotional wreck. So that's how we grew. That's how people say, how do you grow so much? And I'll go back to the central sun concept, or reality. I said, because in Indian way, when you go to events, you have to behave, especially on the reservation. You can't get in your crap. You can't go into drama. You can't be crying around. You can't be a victim. And, as it triggers your childhood stuff, as it triggers bullies, as it triggers abandonment, things you've been through. No, they don't want to hear that. You didn't come for that. You come in to learn their ways. And they just they laugh things through. They laugh, they pray, they move. That's how you work that energy. And so all our people, we take 40 people every year at least. For 17 years I went in a row to 2 different dances. And as you're dealing with the stuff, you're working 12 hours a day. The women in the kitchen cooking all the time. People don't get showers for 3 or 4 days. That's just the traditional way it is. The women do that and the men do that. Everything's got to get done. So, as opposed to the men in the kitchen, the women cutting wood. So it's just nothing. It's nothing patriarchal about it. In this case, even though the Sioux are more male warrior oriented society, where the Iroquois and the Dene, Navajo, and many tribes are matriarchal, where the women rule. In the sense of the Navajo, the women own the homes and the sheep. And Indian way, if a man screws up, she wants him to leave, she throws his stuff in the yard. And that's it. You're gone. And that's what happened to me. I came home and all my stuff was under a tarp in the backyard. Well, stuff happens, so. But, and the Iroquois were led by the women. The chiefs had chiefs in every clan, but there was a clan mother on every clan, and they would get together. If a chief screwed up 3 times real bad, they could vote him out, put somebody else in. It's not just traditional. You're not just because you're traditional, you're going to be there. No, of course not. Just like voting presidents. Like we should be doing for all the Congress every 4 years. Whatnot, no lifetimes. So you stretch in those events, the vision quests. when we run Vision Quest, we have to stay up. The ones that lead it got to stay up 24 hours a day. While those questers are out there, you could have 15, 20 people out there, and you had to know how it felt, what was going on with them. Was it safe? Were they having nightmares, or were they having visions? You know, and then you will go check them, or you have your people go check on them. Just, hey, how you doing? You okay? Just that little bit of check-in was good. We keep that fire going 24 hours a day. Never go out. Fire without end. We tell them, hey, if you're having a bad space, or you're traveling, you want to get back, you have an issue, you think of the sacred fire that's burning. We're outside our sweat lodge we went in, and you'll come right back. It's the beacon. It's the pillar of light. So, because no people don't have individual, fires out there, and so you're working and working and working, and a lot of times with thunderstorms, spring and fall, working through the rain, the Sundance, these storms come, they blow your tents away. We have to go get the tents, bring them back, and you work, and you're always complaining. You learn to laugh. You just laugh through it. That's just life, right? Just that life. So when you're done, you come back, you're never the same. The people that come from the cities, they're never the same. Because you've stretched past your breaking point, you're stretching past your boundaries, you're stretching past your weaknesses, comfort zone, that's the biggest one. And now you've stretched. I say, workshop, you go to workshops like a rubber band, you might learn all this stuff, but then you might spring back, a few weeks later, you're like yourself again. You didn't move much. But you go to these sacred native ways, and when you stretch, it's more like silly putty. It stretches, it never stretches back. You're expanded. You've actually, your whole energy system, your soul has grown. Your mind, your body, your tolerance, your ability to handle things. So, in 1987, we got in, Marie Thunder and I she got invited to go to a conference, Fresno, California. It was all medicine men and women, and they were speaking to doctors and nurses about traditional Indian medicine. It's called Traditional Indian Medicine Conference. All these medicine men and doctors and nurses from all over the country. And there's a man up there speaking, and I believe this man was Comanche, the one speaking at the time, from Oklahoma. And I was young. I was like 23 years old, maybe 22. Very young. All the stuff was new. And he said, there's 49 planets waiting to go through the sun to the sun behind the sun. And there's one planet holding it up. Guess which one it is? And everybody's like, yeah, Earth. Yeah, Earth, that's right. And then later on, went to the Sundance, and the elders were talking to me. First year or two, they start teaching you more and more and more. And they said, when you're out there dancing for 4 days, no food or water, blowing your eagle bone whistle and staring at the sun, Wewang Wachipi, gazing at the sun dancing, at one point, you're going to get, the step's going to be right, the drum beat's going to be right, the prayer's going to be right. And you're going to leave your body. And you're going to go through the sun to the sun behind the sun and receive teachings, visions, guidance for you and your family, and the people, when you bring it back. It's like, oh my God, the same thing that other guy said. Whoa, okay, there's something to this. The Ascended Masters often talk about the central sun, central sun. It's some form of a realm or a world or a universe that is where we're really from. That this is like the simulation, this world is different, but that's a real world there. If it's a home world for them, I don't know, but so they all talk about it. And the sun is a portal. The sun's not just a blazing fire planet, it's a portal to other places. When you astral travel and you go places, you could go right through the sun. But I don't say astral travel anymore, because the more I do research, the more I listen to the writings, the teachings of the Ascended Masters. They said, listen, You don't want anything to do with the astral plane. The psychic and astral planes, you don't want anything to do with them. They're full of, it's like we're going from the third to the fifth dimension. We're skipping this fourth level because it has to do with, part of it has to do with the astral levels of all of the thought forms, all of the gunk, all of the negativity, let's say smog around LA kind of thing is, or the cities, I don't know, maybe it's cleaned up. Maybe LA's more cleaned up now, I don't know. But I used to talk about that. And it's full of negativity of all of the eons, centuries, lifetimes. It gets stuck there in a plane of consciousness. It doesn't just go away, these thoughts. You know, that's why some people, when you're in lower vibration, when you're into negativity, when you're into pain, you start picking up these negative thoughts. People always say it's demons, it's entities. It's not just that. It starts with this negative frequency energy levels of the astral plane. So when you travel, you say you're going to go to the higher realms. You're going to go to the etheric planes. But, you know, Archangel Michael says in the writings, you know, there's so much going on there. There's so much density loosened up there that there's sinister beings there that's just waiting to pounce on you. So if you're going to do that, even before you go to sleep, put your armor of God on. I know it sounds cryptic, but it's really quite true. The more spiritually awake you get, the more you realize these things. And you say, you know, Archangel Michael, give me your armor of God, your blue lightning, your blue shield, sword, helmet, cross of Christ. These are the writings. Surround me, protect my family and all my loved ones, and all beings doing constructive work on this planet before you really want to do those things. So I hear these things and I respect them, and I learned to do that, and I don't have any problems whatsoever. You could be walking down the street and all of a sudden you have this massively negative start a fight with your mate or something, you don't even know where it came from. Well, it's because your aura was not protected. You didn't have your white light around you. You didn't have your shield of gold around you, you know. And they say you wake up in the morning, make those prayers and say, God, go before me, make the crooked places straight. You know, put the violet fire, put the sacred energy, color, ray of your choosing. Send the masters they use all the rays of the rainbow. There's a master that works with them. And it all sounds, you know, comic book, or it all sounds superhero movie, or it all sounds fictitious, but this is the stuff that was taught in the mystery schools outside of religions, Egypt and India and the Celts in Ireland and all over the world, that the Essenes in the Middle East, the masses weren't ready for. They were ready for the mainstream teachings. These are for the people that were ready for the truth, the truer teachings that had been hidden for safety. And now it's all coming out. It's all free to come out. It's in every form of writing. It's in every form of possible teachings, oral teachings. You know, be everywhere. We know that. But so the sun behind the sun. So in the UFO world teachings, which is all connected, because the Ascended Masters come from a planet, one of them called Cassiopeia, 14,000 years ago. Some say 70,000. Some say Sanat Kumara came from Venus a million years ago. I don't know. There's been these overseers over the planet, and you can tap in, you can connect in. And as soon as you tap into them, you know, Archangel Metatron says, you take one step towards us, we take 1,000 towards you. So they make a radiation, and they assign one of their ascended masters to work with you, come and help you, pull you out of that density, that astral debris down there, and bring you to a higher, onto a higher platform where you can start growing again, you know, being creative and being a vessel for the Creator's love, bringing the new things into this world we've never seen, or ancient stuff. But so many people are caught and trapped in the emotional levels of dysfunction, or it comes and goes so much that you can't, you know, unheal pieces from the past. That's why you got to do your work, your shadow work. You look at your pieces, the things that are uncomfortable, just face it. Just face it and let it go. Just face it and let it go. It's not there to hang on. It's not there to haunt you anymore, your childhood. It's there to feel it, to heal it. When you feel it with prayer, if you notice, if you've done some of this work, it moves almost immediately. Super amazing. So, set my staff here somewhere without it sliding into the river. Put a little copal on. These are different teachings of the masters of the mystery schools that I study and that work with me. This is a cowboy hat I've given to me from a nephew several years ago. When I lived in Texas, I always had a cowboy hat. All the way back, the beginning of the Red Road, the native way, I had a cowboy hat, boots, and when we bought that ranch, we needed a down payment, and I could just come into a little bit of money from a family. My father passed away and way back, and didn't have any more money. Went through money helping the families and all that, and they needed $25,000. Well, needed more than that, but we raised a bunch of money. But so I just got that money. I bought a pair of cowboy boots for myself, and then I wrote the check, handed it over to our nonprofit, Blue Star Incorporated, joyfully, happily. There's nothing else I wanted to do. That was our home. That was a magnificent home we had. 15 years I was there. Still there. Her kids run it. So I never was a greedy person. I never tried to. We were officially married. I never tried to go after the money or half of what was mine, or, you know, fight and take that away, because that land had helped so many people get off drugs and alcohol and ceremony and teachings, and brought so much stuff to the planet, ancient ways, that I wasn't about to take in part rightfully mine, you know, a good portion, and they would have had to sell that ranch, and that would have been the end of it. I wasn't going to do that. I said, no, this place was built for the people, like a spiritual university, and so be it. And that's what I settled for in return, which was what it was, right? Go through these lessons, and you just grow and keep on your path, as long as your heart stays pure, no matter what you do. As long as you feel good in your heart, you feel pure, you don't have resentment, you don't have regret, you don't have unforgiveness. And if you do, you definitely work through it. But you just do the right thing. We all know instinctively what the right thing is. Keep your integrity. That's how you build your power. Keep your self-respect in the sense of true respect, not ego respect, but, you know, you do the right thing for yourself and others, the family, for the kids, all the kids involved. So, been down that road more than once, and learning. That's what our life is. Growing. Choose to stay happy as we stay in the moment. They say those consciousness comes from above, and it reminds you to Think of the past no more, only moving forward. Think of darkness no more, only think of light. Think of vow and commitment to stay out of the psychic and astral planes from now. Commitment and a vow from now to the end of eternity. Throughout eternity. And your life's just going to get better and better and better and better and better. You'll always have your intuition, you always have your inner knowing, you always have your guide, you always have the higher connection. But not this astral plane I was telling you about. So, some teachings I'm sharing. You know, we all may know this stuff, I don't know. I'm just sharing what comes to me to share. I could tell a bunch of stories, all kinds of stories. So the star people came back, and our ancestors, most tribes believe that they're descendants of the Pleiades, all the way, however far back. Pleiadians are human looking, we're human looking. Family of light, they call us. Grandfather Wallace, Black Elk, my wife's adopted father. Everybody call him Grandpa Wallace. He's older, 6'4", with his cowboy hat, and cowboy boots. He looked like he's 7 foot tall, mountain of a man. But he was really into the star people. He was really into the star connections. And he would say, he would talk like we called him a quantum physicist medicine man. Oh, he's talking with the latest in science and the stars and things, you know, bringing things through that nobody else knew yet, the old ways. And he said that he would say in his talks all around the world, he took the Chinupa. He was one of the first ones to take the Chinupa around the world in peace, the peace pipe. And it has so much more to it than just this, what people think is a peace pipe. It has rites with it. It has sacred ceremonies and sacred, just way beyond what people could imagine. You know, Indian technology, they think descended from the stars, and it's technology. It's ancient technology. Like the Sweat Lodge, ancient technology. He would say, I'm 19th generation Lakota, 9 on this planet, 10 on Pleiades. And we say, what? What did he say? And you're young, you hear that stuff. It's like takes a while to absorb that stuff. And when the star people started coming back in the 40s and 50s, when we were letting off nuclear bombs, testing bombs, and the sad happenings in Japan, they said, whoa, wait a minute. They started contactees that could, high vibrational beings, people that could hear them, and they said, look, you're going to blow up your planet. You blow up your planet, you're going to affect the whole universe. You're going to affect us. It's going to reverberate and on many levels, and we're not having it. So we couldn't be forcome to interfere with you because of free will planet. That's how you guys got yourself in this big mess. But we've sent messengers. We've been able to send messengers and teachers, the White Buffalo Woman and the sacred masters and deities, and the Krishnas and Shivas, Vishnus, and the great beings all around all the cultures in ancient times, pass on these teachings that were turn into religions or turn into sacred mystery teachings and ways of life to bring us back into balance. And they said that this planet's been in a quarantine for thousands of years. because you guys have caused so much mischief, negativity, and the energy is so bad, and like a prison planet, you know, nothing but war. I mean, insanity. What, we killed 100 million people in the past century in wars? Okay, so the negative ETs that got in here and all the different things you could look at, you know. But we're changing. It's changing now. It's changing. The vibration is raised. All of us working it, all the native people, all of us that made prayers, we're here for a reason. It's such a great time, best time to ever be alive, because it's going from the dark to the light. It's going from the dark planet to the golden shining planet in one lifetime. Like a blink of an eye, the Master said. Everybody's here. The whole universe is watching us. It's like the greatest show in the universe right now. The kids, the high level being, masterful kids, the starseeds, the crystals, indigos, they can't wait, these lined up, can't wait to get in here to help, to be part of it. This great transformation. And because so much has changed, they said that recently in the last few years that we've actually been accepted back into the Galactic Federation of Planets. We've been accepted into the Galactic Federation of Planets. We were ousted. We were quarantined. And I don't mean me and you, I mean this planet we were born into and what's all happened here. So now it's coming up, Agrarian Age, 1,000 years of peace, Christ's return, the 26-year, 1,000-year procession of the equinoxes. It's a monstrous restart in 26,000 years. The end of the Kali Yuga, the Dark Era, and the Ascended Masters say we're entering the 7th and permanent golden age, meaning it's never going down again. So, I believe those are the messages I wanted to share today. And it's heavy, it's dense, it's heavy. It's 100 degrees, 95 to get today. It's been 100 several days this past week. It's all record temperatures. It's hot everywhere. It's flooding in Texas. 50 inches they've had in the last couple weeks. We haven't had rain in 4 months, basically any. Farmers are freaking out. We pray for balance and harmony and goodness, and it's still a struggle. Yes, it's still a struggle. We're right in the middle of it. I try to make it look all rosy and great and all the positive sides of it, but it sucks in a lot of ways. It really sucks, and I know people are struggling like freaking nobody's business. Hitting the bottom, hitting bottom. They say I heard it said humanity's hitting the lowest levels of the subconscious now, surfacing to be released. See, all this as vehicles, as channels for the Creator, we process this through our bodies as we move. We help with our prayers. We transform we're master alchemists. We're transforming every day. Dark into light, heaviness into lightness, pain and suffering into joy, harmony, and joy and celebration. Right? Because that's what we know what to do. Those of us at whatever level you're at on that spectrum of what you can do, how you can help. So be strong. We want this to be over. We want to be on with it. Let's get on with it. This new realm. Well, it is on many levels, but 3D, it's slow. There's still opposition. There's still negative, the clinging. They said they're scared, they're freaking out, they've lost the battle, they've lost the war, and they're freaking out. And all we know to do is just keep being love and light. Love your enemies. Drives them crazy. No, it's give them the chance to come into the highest light, highest vibration, high frequency, and work their way. Everybody's at a different level. How can you expect anything to be one way? It's a dualistic planet, it's a dualistic world, but we are going into the 5th dimension, which is much more a unity, quantum, unity field of consciousness, which is a oneness. We're not going to have the heavy emotions anymore. We're not going to have all that density of human thought, feeling, and action. It's going to be much lighter. New Earth communities, New Earth song and dance, New Earth events, New Earth peace, New Earth gardens, and sharing and equality for all. So hang in there. Don't have too much expectation. Just be in the moment. Be here every now moment. Be here. Be here every now moment. Just say that to yourself over and over again. Go into the silence every day. You got to reboot every single day. Meditation, quiet time, contemplation, nature, deep nature, raw nature. Take your shoes off, or gardening, whatever works. Silence, stillness. You can say that over and over again. Silence, stillness. There's this big old fish right down here. He's not afraid, he's sitting there. Almost looks like he's looking at me. And then when we put our protection armor of God around us, we start lifting up, we start expanding in meditation, start expanding, watching that thinking, watching that breathing. I've been putting cedar on this whole time for all of us. Some copal from Mexico. And we're watching that breathing. Find a good breath exercise, alternate nostril breathing or rhythmic breathing where you pause between the inhale, pause, same length, exhale, pause, same length, inhale, same length, exhale, same length. Like the count of 4, count of 7, each one. They said it's an ancient way. These are ancient ways of breathing that bring in that much more oxygen. Pranayama, balance your hemispheres of your brain. Bring all your body's mind, spirit into homeostasis. Digestive, nervous system. Your blood, lymph, your inner and outer. It's so important to be in the inner, even when you're in the outer. In the world, but not of it. Just watch your breathing. You gotta stop at a red light, watch your breathing for a minute. Expand yourself. Pray for everybody on the roads, but through your light, send the light. Not just prayers out to a God that's way out there. Through you, through your iron presence, the God within you. Send that light. Very, very powerful. It's it's working. It works more than you will believe. Change things. Pray for people. My wife, my Indian wife way back, Mary Thunder, used to say, I just saw a gator surface over there. Hey buddy, she would say, bless him, don't curse him. Bless him, don't curse him. Bless him, don't curse him. If I could access to the phone, I would turn and show him to you. Looks like he's about a 6-footer. You rarely see him on this river. Bless him, don't curse him. Send the light, the violet fire light. The most powerful there is, violet fire light. Call on the law of forgiveness every day for yourself and others. Mighty violet fire, I call on the law of forgiveness. I am, the God in me calls on the law of forgiveness. I am, the God in me consumes and transmutes cause, core, record, effect, and memory and set it all free from that which is never meant to be. Who made the source of the lesson so it never happens again. Transform it all in the Son of Master Consciousness and assure the divine plan fulfilled, which is the divine plan that all the masters and angels, archangels, Christ, and God has sent down the divine plan of this great change. Way ah ho way oh hey ha. Way ha ho hey ha ho hey ha. Way ha ho hey ho hey ha. Way ha ho hey ha ho hey ha. Way ha ho hey ha ho. Way ha ho hey ha ho. Way ha ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey. Way ha ho hey ha hey ha ho hey ha hey ha ho hey ha ho. Hey ha kune kana kishe ne na 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 Hey ya kune kana ki e anashe ke ka une anama akanisha ke ka unama akane enena ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey way ha ho hey ha ho hey way ha ho hey way ha ho hey way ha ho hey way oh hey ha ho hey ha ho hey ha hey ha hey ha ho hey ha ho hey ho hey ha way oh way oh way oh way oh way oh hey oh hey way 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 hey ya ho hey ya ho hey ho hey ha hey ya ho hey ho hey ho hey ho hey yo way oh way 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 wow 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 communication no 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 coordination no 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 ho ha 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 ho ha 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 ho ha ha ho ho Oh, hey, A native traditional ceremony, you blow an eagle bone whistle. Call spirits, honor them. It's the bone of an eagle wing. Had one for a long time. Got off the path one time for 15 years, gave every single thing away. Because somebody else could use it. Love and blessings, prayer, song and dance. Be well, be strong. Talk to people. Like and subscribe, please. Like and subscribe, please. I get so little of those. And comment. And yeah, even donations. But I don't have no donation thing set up. But that always helps in these tough times. That's for sure. Gosh, working my butt off. All right, love you. Peace.